Hi guys, and welcome to today's live stream for CPI data release. So we're gonna see in a little bit what's going to happen here, if we get an increase, if we get a stall, or if we get a decrease. But everybody's anticipating that we actually get an increase. And yeah, that's of course not good for the markets. They will react really harsh to it depending on how high they're coming out. And here you can see in the next 3 minutes, we should get the next report. And there we're going to see what's going to basically happen here. I want to pull up the last report. Let me see here. CPI data forecast today. So where is here a proper... Let me see, was it this one? Yeah, that one here, I think was good. Yeah, I cannot really see it. CPI core. Yeah, I have to find another site where I can see this with the forecast today. Where was that where I saw this the other day? The forecast. I don't know. Yeah, I also think so. A lot of people getting ready to trade. It's absolutely fine. That will come later. No worries, guys. Give them a little bit of time. A lot of people don't know that around this time I would live stream. I did not announce that yesterday. Here we go. See here, forecast 3.3, previous 3. That's what people are expecting today. That's what I was looking for. So that is pretty harsh if we get basically a 10% increase in CPI data today. And I can tell you, Bitcoin will react really, really negatively if we get 3.3. And even worse if it would be more. If it's less than 3.3, I think Bitcoin is going to pump. So what I'm going to do is, so we have now less than a minute until it comes. So here you see Bitcoin is front running the CPI data right now a little bit already, but I would not bet on that it stays like that, you know. So like I said, depending on what's coming out, the actual number here in less than a minute, then we're going to see what Bitcoin is doing here. Like I said, still front running. Maybe the algos and the bots, they're a little bit faster than us and they know the result already, even though we still have a minute. Let me see. Can I see here? So now we should have the data. Let's see. What is the actual number for today? What's happening here? Still nothing. Bitcoin is pumping a little bit, but again, I would not bet that the actual number is better. Still not out. Bitcoin is still already a little bit front running it. Come on, it's 8:30 in the US. We want to know the numbers. Come on, guys. Let's see here. Refreshing it again. Still nothing. Oh, 3.2 here. There, 3.2. It's lower than expected. That is really, really good. That could lead you to a Bitcoin pump here. Yeah, so there you see Bitcoin is pumping based on that news right now. I would go long here. I have, unfortunately, all my money already in trades right now. That's why I cannot trade it. I'm already out of pocket with all my money in other trades. I will just wait here now a little bit, because you see here, if I go now here to a 1 minute chart, you see how crazy that looks. So I would wait potentially that the price comes back a little bit. Give it 2-3 minutes, then I would potentially enter a trade here, but not earlier than that. So I would wait just give it here until like, yeah, now it's 31, wait until like 33, 34 potentially, unless we would break here 29,660. Then if we break that level, I would enter, no matter how many minutes are left for this. But otherwise, I would just wait a little bit before I pre-majorly enter this. Yeah, it's not crazy pumping right now. You see here's again correction. So I would still wait a little bit. But what we can do is we can go to Trading Light. Am I still logged in here? Yes, I'm still logged in here. Manage my workspace default. Let's see what where the bits are. So where are people buying right now? So these are liquidation levels. That's not what I want. I want the heat map. Let's see what the heat map says. This side is always super slow, so please forgive me, guys, that it takes a little bit to load stuff here. Here, heat map. That's what I want. I want the heat map. Yeah. That's all okay. Just give me the heat map. See here, this is lagging like crazy. This website. Then also here, see when there is no heat map yet. So, and I need this bigger. Come on. See here, it's always like this insane how long this always needs to load here. Let me get rid of the liquidation levels. Don't need that. Oh, come on. Damn. This is really bad. I feel like I'm trading with my old Intel Pentium 4 computer, like so many years ago. Here, finally. So now, now we want to sort this a little bit more and a little better overview. So you see here, there is a huge short wall at 30,340, yeah, basically $30,300, $30,400. A lot of people want to short there. Then again, here around 30,000 the same, 29,900 the same. So, but we have a lot of support under $29,200, $300. So here you see there's a huge cluster here. All these yellow colors are huge orders. So I gonna explain it again, you know. So when you have these yellow orders above the actual price, then you know that it's shorts that want to enter. So there are limit orders that want to short from there. And if you have these big yellow clusters under the actual price, there are people that have limit orders positioned for a long that they want to open at these levels. So, and yeah, that's basically how you read this heat map, you know. So I do this on Trading Light, so that's what it's called, you know. So that is on Binance right now. I'm looking at this. So the Bitcoin price is not doing a lot actually when we're looking at it. Of course, here on 4 hours it's pumping, but if I go back here to the 1 minute chart, I'm not really happy with that, you know. So here, that small pump, that is not a massive pump. So we pumped like $100, but let me put it this way. I'm happy with the result. You know, it's 3.2%. It's less than expected. It's not higher. So we don't have to have now crazy fear that we are dumping to the downside. And therefore, I'm pretty happy with the result that we have. So most likely, the market needs now to digest this a little bit. In the US, it's still early. So I would say in the next 2-3 hours, we're going to see the final outcome out of the CPI data that we just got. And we just have to wait until then. And I don't believe that the market will do a lot until this is going to happen because it's still early in the US, people just waking up. It's basically Europe and Asia driving this right now to the upside, you know. So in the US, people still need to catch up to the news, besides all the algos and the bots that are trading this. So if I go back to the 15 minutes chart, so basically then not much on my thesis and analysis has changed here. So yesterday on the 4-hourly chart, we got a fake out here to the upside out of our W pattern, out of the triple bottom pattern here. So we got a fake out. We came back under the neckline and now potentially going to retest this today with a potential break. What I want to see then is a retest of the neckline and a bounce off it. Technically, sometimes it's happening. I have seen this before where we actually break under the neckline, and the next time that we come above the neckline, we're not retesting it. We are not retesting it, and we just keep going. And at a higher level, we come down and then continue to go higher. So that is also something that we should keep in mind. So you can also make the case that here is now somewhat of a cup and handle pattern on the 4-hourly chart. That's also something that I just want to point out. So here, there you go. So here's your handle, more or less. So if you treat this as a cup and handle pattern, then the technical target for this will be, again, $30,400. So we have so much confluence at these levels. It's crazy. So much confluence. All the short, a lot of short orders are up there. There is a prior resistance line. I think there's even a CME gap all the way up there, still at 30,200 or something. Oh, now it's coming back down. See, that's why I'm not immediately entering a trade when these kind of data comes out. Because what they like to do is they push the market in one direction, then they reverse it, and then they push it back up in the direction, in the initial direction. So that's why I'm never trading the minute that the data is coming out. I always wait a little bit before I jump in. Unless a really, really crucial level would have been broken. And that's why I said, wait for 29,657 or 60, you know. So if that would have been broken and the price would have been above that, I would have entered, you know. So that's why I'm always cautious with these kind of moves here, not entering the moment that the data is coming out, you know. So of course you can get lucky, but most of the time you are not getting lucky. And that's why I always wait and let the market digest a little bit before I enter a trade based on a news event. So here, I guess that a lot of people went long here at these levels with high leverage. They most likely got liquidated now. Now a lot of people went short, and they will also get liquidated if it gets now back to the upside. That's the game that they're playing with you. And especially around these kind of news events, like I said, that's why I'm not participating in that kind of game. It's fun to look at it though, you know. So, but you don't want to be in it and be gonna be trapped in either direction here. So that's why I rather wait. But in general, this looks the whole structure overall looks really healthy still to me. Here's still a lot of momentum that wants to go back here to the upside. So I don't see Bitcoin here now moving drastically here to the downside. I just don't see it, that we would get here now a crazy move to the downside. So as long as we are holding here this box up here, we should be fine. Even if the price comes back into that box, not a big disaster, as long as we are holding this box overall. And for now, the top of that box at $29,480 is giving us support. And yeah, so these are actually, every time that we get close to the top of that box here, these are good long entries right now. Of course, with a tight stop loss. So I would have stop loss like $50, $100 below, something like that, under your entry. Of course, it can wick you out, but I rather get wigged out of my trade instead of seeing the market doing something like this, and you are trapped in your trade and potentially get liquidated. So that's why I'm also really, really careful always with that. So, but yeah, it's 3.2%. It's the CPI data. Let me show you here something also on the 12-hourly chart. Here again, the W pattern that I mentioned yesterday is still in play. So we were trying to break the neckline yesterday. Again, it failed. And what I forgot the last couple of days to actually look at was here, where is it? The volume profile. And here you see now the reason why we got rejected there over and over again. And that is from here, that whole time in July, from trading up here, we created here the longest volume bar range for the price, and that is now resistance, and that's why we got here rejected the last 2 days. So once we were touching the point of control here, the red line, and then yesterday we tried again. I don't know. Sorry guys, I don't know what's wrong. Maybe I need to drink something. Yeah, so and we got here a second time rejected yesterday, and it's then it's absolutely normal that we go to a lower level, and the next level of support is actually where we are sitting here right now. Also here on the volume profile, and it's that cluster that we are at right now. So, and it makes absolutely sense if we would go a little bit sideways before we see another attempt to try to break this here to the upside, unless there would be another crazy catalyst coming out today. Maybe underlining the CPI data, where they are saying something, yeah, actually jobs went up, energy is not as expensive as everybody was expecting, hence the CPI data was 3.2%. So something like that, you know. So if something like that would happen on the side today, then I can imagine that we could see another attempt to break here higher. Something like this, yes. So with the Bitcoin ETF, that's tomorrow, I think, or after tomorrow, when they're gonna decide about that over the first one. So, but until then, I don't see here any major catalyst where we should go higher besides technicals. You know, so there's of course the technicals. Technicals are saying we should go a little bit higher in terms of price, but yeah, fundamentals, news, nothing really right now. So I'm just waiting here, you know. So you see here, this volume profile is critical to break for the bulls, that we can move here into 31 in direction of $32,000. Yeah, until that is not retaken as support, it's not going to happen. But I think that we have good chances that yeah, in the next coming days we're going to see another attempt here to the upside. Then also here, we are still in that falling wedge. That is also considered a false break here that we got yesterday to the upside. So we're technically still in it, or coming back to it. And what I also want to mention here, you should be really careful right now with that falling wedge. If you watch this channel already for quite a while, you know that I'm preaching all the time. If we get a false break and the price comes back into the pattern, most of the time it goes the other way. So that's why be here really careful right now with that falling wedge pattern. Unless we are holding $29,200 and get a bounce from there back to the upside out of it, I would be careful. So if we break under 29,200, be really, really careful with that falling wedge, because then most likely that will break to the downside. I don't think that it will go severely to the downside, something like this. I don't believe that. Most likely it would just dip back into here, that insufficiency, that imbalance here on the chart in that box, like we did here now 2 times. Most likely we get just a higher low where we do something like this here. and dip into it like this, that would be like at 28,800 this time, and then continue to go upwards. So, and that would be also technically counting as a touch of that upward sloping support that we are respecting here for quite a while already. Then here was was it the 50? Yeah, so here another reason, that's also something that I have seen this morning, that the 50 moving average on the daily, we got here now twice rejected. That is also something that I want to see reclaimed, let's say in the next 3-4 days. Otherwise, we also should be prepared that we potentially go first lower before we go higher. So where we see then again a touch here into that box down here, and then see a bounce and potentially reclaim the 50 moving average on the daily chart. So that is also something that I would be watching. So, and of course, altcoins in the meantime, they will either go sideways, down. Some of them might go to the upside, but that will be only a selected few. If Bitcoin cannot reclaim this, then we have, again, to wait a couple of weeks before we see major moves here in altcoins. And that's something that I don't want to see. I want to see that Bitcoin gets above that level and then potentially goes a little bit sideways so that money rotates into altcoins and that we also get our small altcoin season here. Let's see. So I'm here now, 20 minutes, guys. Okay. If you guys want to see here some special charts, if you want me to chart a coin, put it in the chat. I will still be here for like 5 or 10 minutes. So if you want to see something in particular, let me know. DXY, yeah, we can. Oh, yeah, that's actually a good idea to look at the DXY. Yeah, then I expected that. If the CPI data is less than expected, then the DXY is dumping. That's really good. I like to see that. So I really want that the DXY is losing that stupid 102 point level and to break here lower, because that, of course, will lead to a massive pump in risk-on assets like Bitcoin and other assets out there. But yeah, we have still tomorrow. I still believe that by tomorrow or Monday we're gonna see that break of 102 points on the DXY. So we have here this trend line. This is almost a year-long resistance line here that we are respecting. I don't see that line here anytime soon being broken. I just don't see that, because there's also no data out coming that would support that, so there's no announcement, nothing. CPI is lower than expected. The inflation, the rate hikes were lower than expected or even halted. So there's nothing bullish for the DXY right now to go massively here to the upside and break this multi-month downwards trend, so, and that's why I'm betting on by tomorrow or Monday we're going to see that break of 102, which would then of course lead to a small pump in Bitcoin. So then LDO, LDO, I would not be getting into LDO right now. So here's also a trend line here. This resistance line here, this downward sloping resistance line, is not broken yet. And you have here a former upward sloping support line. This is now also resistance. So I will only enter LDO once we are above $2 again. Before, I'm not really interested in LDO. So I'm also here waiting. So if you want to majorly enter this, wait at least for this downward sloping support line to be broken before you enter this. So you see, we got rejected here today already at that level at so it's like at $1.97 approximately for today. So yeah, we did not move over that. So we are forming here kind of around bottom on the daily, which is good. But I would not prematurely enter this right now. I would wait a little bit. So, but yeah, otherwise the targets, they're still standing here. So if you trade this with a little bit of leverage, you can make here life-changing money if you just use like 5x on this. Any other charts, guys? Otherwise, I'm going to leave in a couple of minutes. 1 or 2 more, then I'm gonna go. Let me know what you would like to look at. And actually tomorrow I'm gonna show you a new indicator that I have found by accident, which is game changing. So I'm not sure. Maybe I will not talk in a video about that tomorrow, because I have a lot of videos coming out, educational content that I upload separately on this channel. But I have a special way how I'm gonna put this out, you know. So I work there with a company together to do this, to grow the channel more. So, and that's why I'm not sure if I'm gonna put this indicator tomorrow out there or put this in my education content. I'm gonna sleep over it, and then I'm gonna decide if I do it or not. So Cardano, yeah, Cardano. I heard yesterday that Cardano is right now not bad. Let me see. Do I have a other chart? Oh yeah, I actually have an old one from July. Oh, okay, yeah. So that is the old Ripple chart. I was like, hey, what's happening here again with Ripple? So let's go to Cardano. Oh, nice. I was also charting that. Wasn't so sure anymore. Okay, so here, again, downward sloping resistance line. This one actually comes all the way from here. So that is, if you want to trade really, really conservatively, you would do this like this. So here, oh, come on. So you have here an upward sloping support line. You have here a downward sloping resistance line. So we are running here soon into the apex. Yeah, okay, what is soon? September. But it's like, yeah, it's like 3 weeks away. I would wait here. I would potentially enter this if it breaks this line here. If it breaks here this line, I would potentially enter this for a long with a stop loss here at this low point. So that's roughly, it's like 8%, I would say. So you cannot enter this with like 10x leverage, you know. So if it hits the stop loss, you get almost liquidated. But like with 4x, 5x, I would trade this to potentially, let me see. I would trade this from here. Yeah, like 10% up. So with 5x leverage is like 50%. And that move can happen really quick, you know. So that can happen in the next 2-3 days once we are breaking this downward sloping resistance line. But I would definitely wait for this resistance line to be broken before I would enter this. Also, let's see here on the Fibonacci extensions. Oh, sorry, the other way around. So let's see. Yeah, so here you see also, it makes a lot of sense at the 0.786 to take this as a take profit level once we're breaking this downward sloping resistance line. So there would be a level, that would be my final take profit point, but I would potentially take profits earlier once we're getting close to that level. Like I said, if you're 10% up on that particular trade, once it breaks downward sloping resistance line, I would close it potentially, because we could still get rejected from the golden ratio here. Even if we break above it, it could still come down, break it, and comes back, and then you lost all your profit. So that's why once it breaks and it goes 10% up, I would close the trade. I would not risk to stay in it. Or you raise your stop loss to like 5% on spot in profit. Depending on your leverage, you have to calculate how much percentage that is. So, but that's how I would do it. So at least you walk away. If it's like 5% on 10x leverage, it's also 50%. So you walk away at least with, you should use 5x, not more. So 25% profit at least. And then you can just let it ride to see where it's actually going. So then I gonna look at Link. Link is actually one of the ones that I'm trading right now. So I'm in a Link trade. Get rid here of this indicator. And also this one here. I don't need them. So here you see we have broken on the 1 hourly chart this downward sloping resistance line. So it doesn't matter how I put this line, you know, so that is the most conservative way how I can do this, to put this line. So we have broken above that. That's bullish for me for Link. Can also argue that here's somewhat of like a bull flag. So if you treat it like one, and you see here, the technical target is at $8.53. The momentum is to the upside, no matter where you look at, you know, stochastic RSI, MACD, RSI, all is pointing to the upside. So there's definitely momentum there right now. I went a little bit early into this trade. I went yesterday, I will be honest with you guys, I went into this trade kind of like here. Because I was thinking that it goes from here to $8, and it didn't. And instead came down. So I'm now in a small loss, but I still believe over the next 48 hours it can touch $8. So, and then I'm going to decide if I want to stay in this trade and continue to let this ride higher, or if I take my profit there and reassess the situation, find a new entry, or move on to another coin. So that is something that when it comes to Link here. Also on the higher time frames, let's have a look here. There on the daily, there's still room to go a little bit higher, but today we would run out here on the stochastic RSI. Yeah, potentially Saturday we would run out here and being overbought. 12 hourly, yeah, wants to make here a final push. And that is actually the reason why I believe that it goes to $8, because every time when we see something like this here, where we are going in overbought, then we are curling back up for a final push. Normally we get a massive candle to the upside when this is happening. So that's why I'm still in this trade, because I wait for this final push here to the upside. On the 4 hourly chart also, momentum going back to the upside. So that is looking incredible bullish to me for Link here, and that's why I stay in this trade, you know. So I trade this to the upside until I can take my profit. Guys, that's it more or less already for today's episode. Don't forget, guys, if you want to win a piece of the $8 million of the prize pool money on BYBIT, go here to the squad showdown and search for AMC winners, and let's try and trade here together for a piece of that prize money. Even if we get only $100,000, it doesn't matter. I will not take 1 cent from this. I will give that completely equally split to everybody that's in the squad. So if you're not yet registered, then go under this stream here. There you find all the links that you need in the description of the video. Here, there's the link to sign up there. Also, you still get $30,000 if you use here my BYBIT links. Don't forget that. And you stand also a chance to win a Lamborghini and a Rolex in that trading competition here with BYBIT. And guys, like I said, that's it already for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed this live stream. Let me know in the comments if I should do more live streams. And yeah, I'm going to see you then again tomorrow.